This final day of the Premier League season, we will not be in a exciting final day game because we are not going to win the Premier League title. Liverpool have won the title by 6 points going to the last day. We could narrow it down if they lose, but they've already won it. It doesn't matter. We're going to finish maybe second. We're probably going to finish second even if we lose today against West Ham United on the last day and Spurs win, because we so far had a goal difference. We've had a difficult season in the Premier League, but we still got the FA Cup final and the Champions League final to look forward to. So I'm not too disheartened about not winning 5 in a row. Man United look like they're going to get 4th place in the Premier League. Newcastle look like they're going to finish 5th. And then it's Chelsea, Arsenal, Villa fighting for European spots, as are Fulham, but they're out with it alongside Brighton, Crystal Palace and Forest. Brentford are safe from relegation. Perhaps maybe West Ham too, because it's Southampton down there on 37. They could finish on 40 points, but they're further behind on goal difference. So it is Leicester, Bournemouth, Everton and Southampton who could go down alongside Wolves and Ipswich on the final day. Our test, West Ham United, who we expect to beat after poor performances in the last episode. 2 defeats against Fulham and Spurs away from home. Back at the Etihad and hopefully back to winning ways. This is the West Ham United side. John Duran starts up top. It's Mohamed Kudus, Captain Horta and Lucas Paquetá in behind. It is then Maximo Perón alone for us, who start a lot of games in West Ham midfield alongside Ward-Prowse, Mavropanos, Zuma, Alvarez and Emerson in the back 4. Fabianski ahead of Areola in goal. The likes of Jota, Ings, Baturina, Antonio, Kilman and Sofal on that West Ham bench. We can see there, not the best of seasons really, in 14th place. 3 losses and 2 draws in the last 5 games. However, Manchester City themselves are out of form. This is signed for the final game of the Premier League season. The formation you're seeing right now is something I'm looking to perhaps move to next season as you look to adapt and change. So we're going to try it out in the last game of the season because it is sort of a risk-free chance to try it. We're going to play a few players as well that might be leaving the club or expected to leave the club. Stefan Ortega starts in goal. It is Walker, Diaz and Ake, City's back 3. Captain Rodri in the holding role with Rico Lewis and Kovacic in the midfield 3. Doku and Savinho in the wide areas. And it's Bernardo Silva in behind, Jack Grealish up top. Sort of double false 9 there. Next season, I'm looking forward towards playing a sort of a Foden off an Erling Haaland. I think those two could link up really well together. Maybe even sometimes play Haaland and Tony together when we want a real force up top. No Haaland, of course. Tony a little bit tired, so Bernardo and Grealish will play off each other today. On the bench, Tony, Oscar Bob, Phil Foden, James McAtee, Bruno Guimaraes, Manu Akanji, one of our standout players this season, and Edison. That is the City side. I'm looking at bringing off maybe Walker for a standing ovation. Might be his last game for City. The same for Nathan Ake. The same for Ortega. They're the 3 that maybe are going to be going. Walker and Ortega are pretty much gone in my eyes. Ortega wants to move to Leverkusen. We've agreed that one, I think. Behind the scenes, Walker, I think that his time is up at Manchester City despite still being at a reasonably decent level. Ake isn't happy, so he could go. And then also, there's still questions over the future of maybe Bernardo Silva, Mateo Kovacic perhaps. We'll have to see. Rico Lewis in this sort of right back to right midfield role, a right centre midfield role, is where I want to see him play more next season. We're getting with a view towards the future of Manchester City in a sense, and also goodbye to some of the heroes, their last possible home game. Of course, we still have the FA Cup final still to come. We still have the Champions League final as well. 2 massive games for Manchester City. And that is 2 finals where City could win the lot in terms of European trophy and domestic trophy. Unfortunately, the Premier League is not going to be the time to win this season, and this is just a game to see how we perform and how we can adapt things going into the next year. So City at the Etihad Stadium here, Manchester City versus West Ham United. City playing a different way, something to look forward towards next season. But also, some of these really highly skilled players in there today. Some of them legends perhaps leaving. Kyle Walker, who's had a long time at Manchester City. Expected when his contract comes to an end, we won't be offering him a new one. We're going to go back to the old way of playing in the Champions League final, of course. I just wanted to try this out for next season. Savinho with space. Savinho. Jack Grealish! Another goal for Grealish. City have a lead here within 3 minutes at the Etihad in the final day of the season. Well, no Premier League title this year. 5 in a row was just 1 too many. But 4 in a row we've done. I don't think anyone will do 4 in a row again. We were the first ones to ever do that, and probably the only ones. Great play by Savinho. Skips past Emerson's challenge, then onto Grealish, lays it off, and Jack Grealish gets another goal in the Premier League season. He's had a really good season numbers-wise. I'll be interested to see what his numbers are come the end of this episode. Using the width, Manchester City really well. Roger White towards Savinho. Rico. Through towards Bernardo. Far post to Doku here. He just misses the chance. What a chance for Doku. Ake back into Kovacic. It's Grealish again. It's Jack Grealish again and blocked away by West Ham. Doku should have scored that at the far post. And West Ham counter now. Duran past Diaz. And a ball through towards this man. And Walker's pace has been necessary there. And well done, Kyle Walker for Manchester City, helping us out defensively on the counter. Mavropanos brings it forward in behind Ake, who's out of position there. Ward-Prowse. Diaz beaten as well. John Duran. City going to get the bodies back now. Duran past Walker. Horta. Horta with a strike here. West Ham equalise 1-1. City too open, you'd say, there at the back. And Captain Horta scores, but individually you've got to defend well. That, as a unit, yes, but individually as well. And we don't do there. West Ham score through Horta. Level at 1-1. One shot, one goal. Ortega no clean sheet on his final game at Manchester City. Although he will play the FA Cup final as well, will Stefan Ortega. Walker again onto Savinho. Walker's been bursting forward for fun here. Walker pulls it back here. Kovacic it falls to. Kovacic, Bernardo Silva, saved by Fabianski. Behind for a corner out of City, not scored there. Pinballing around the box. Bernardo. Grealish. Rico. Through to Doku here. Jeremy Doku! City take the lead 2-1. Great play by Manchester City. And Doku gives us a lead here. Good finish by Doku. Grealish has been really involved in around in areas there, which I've really liked actually. Grealish out towards Rico Lewis into Jeremy Doku. Good finish from Doku at that near post. Slams it top right. We don't see that often, that kind of finish from Doku there. That's a really nice finish by Jeremy Doku. City back in front of 2-1 here. Ronaldo in there, can't win it. Big ball over the top here. What a ball towards Kudus. Ake in there! Kudus makes it 2-2. Well, Nathan Ake, he wants to go. I might say goodbye to Nathan Ake. One ball over the top. Ake doesn't read it. Kudus in. Ake's too slow. 2-2. 2 shots, 2 goals for West Ham. Doku. Past Mavropanos. Jeremy Doku's not really got anyone to cross to. Doku. Bernardo Silva. Rico Lewis! Oh, Rico. Good play by City. But he puts it wide, Rico Lewis, and he shouldn't have done. Chased by Rodri. Horta works it on wide towards Paquetá, and Walker's lost him. Paquetá. Diaz slides in. Paquetá pulls it back. It's 3-2 West Ham. 3 shots, 3 goals. City absolutely all over the place, the back. West Ham United take a 3-2 lead. Paquetá, so composed, and Horta gets his second of the game. Stefan Ortega, 3 goals conceded in his final Premier League appearance for Manchester City. Embarrassing stuff, really. Great play by Kovacic. Men in the box here. Kovacic. Bernardo. It's Rodri. Hardly hits it. Back to Rodri who hits it. Saved by Fabianski and away by Alvarez. Walker can't tackle again. Horta for the hat-trick. First chance City have blocked away. Rico Lewis half-time. City 3-2 down to this West Ham United side. Should be doing better, Manchester City, without a doubt. Rodri. Pings one into Jeremy Doku. Doku for City. Doku. Doku in. Bernardo Silva's there. Kovacic for the header and Fabianski picks it up. Ward-Prowse again. Duran. Doku playing centre-back now. Why? I don't know. Duran. Diaz lost his man. Chance for Kudus. 4-2 West Ham United. Yeah. What an end to the season, City. What an end to the season, City. Been terrible, and I hope we don't continue this form into the FA Cup. And, of course, Champions League final. Otherwise, we're in big trouble. Kovacic. Rodri. Rico. Bernardo. Bad ball by Bernardo. Behind Savinho. Past Mavropanos. Past Kudus. Doku. Doku. Onto Bernardo Silva. Bernardo Silva, City 4-3. Come on. I've smashed my glasses off in frustration. In celebration. A bit more frustration than celebration. Good play by Doku into Bernardo Silva. Good finish by Bernardo. And changes to be made here. For Oscar Bob. Like that. That's how it's going to go. Savinho on the left and Bob on the right. 4-3. And a standing ovation for some of these players, particularly Kyle Walker. Could be his last game for Manchester City. Max Kilman comes on for West Ham. They try and hold on to this one. But off comes Bernardo Silva. But Walker's the one who's expected to go. Other players could go as well. But off comes Kyle Walker for Manchester City. Bob still. Bob cuts inside here. Bob. Foden. Foden hits one. Defended. Deflected. And I thought it was going to be behind in the back of the net. But he didn't want in the back of the net. Cross him. Nathan Ake in there. Rico Lewis. Down to Savinho. Savinho! Savinho again, the save by Fabianski. And lumped away by West Ham United. Back out to Rico Lewis. Diaz. Rodri. McAtee. Return by McAtee. Down the edge of the box, referee. Nothing given. And here's Ward-Prowse and counter for West Ham. Porter. Oh, done there by Jota Silva. And Jota Silva. Nathan Ake can't stop him. But he does foul and give away a penalty. And the last kick of City's Premier League season will be defending a penalty. And I tell you what, we've ended the Premier League in a real downer. We really have. Crumbled in the last 3 games. Ward-Prowse, a save by Stefan Ortega. The full-time whistle goes. City end the Premier League season in 2nd place. We do not win the title. We knew that anyway. A 43 defeat to West Ham United in the final game of the season. We lost to Spurs 1-0. Our final 3 games of the season, we lost 3 in a row. But we look ahead now. We've got to look ahead to our 2 finals. The FA Cup final, the Champions League final. Where everyone will forget this Premier League season. But come on, 5 in a row. 5 in a row was too difficult. This was ultimate difficulty for us on this series. And to get to the final without Haaland of the FA Cup and the Champions League, without De Bruyne, to come 2nd in the Premier League, I'll take that. So Premier League season over, and some breaking news to end our Premier League season around our club captain Kevin De Bruyne. There is interest in Kevin De Bruyne moving to the United States should the injury recovery end his Man City career. We're uncertain still over De Bruyne's injury recovery. We haven't given a new contract. We don't know whether De Bruyne is willing to stay with the club, let his contract run out, stay at the club, continue to recover at Manchester City, and then decide to either move away from the club or stay with the club, or the club offer a new contract. We're not exactly sure what Kevin De Bruyne is doing, but the ACL injury really has ended his career, and unfortunately it doesn't look like he will be lifted. He hasn't lifted the Premier League trophy to end it 5 years in a row, or end his career at Manchester City anyway. We've still got the FA Cup final, we've still got the Champions League final coming up, but yeah, I'm really disappointed that Kevin De Bruyne unfortunately has picked up that big injury. And it's just ended his career at Manchester City, hasn't he? He hasn't played a single game since then, and I don't think he'll play a single game for us again. He may return one day for a testimonial game. I'm not exactly sure. It's very uncertain. Let's just say that it's very uncertain, and we'll know more as the episodes go on towards the end of this season. Because of course, like I said, FA Cup final, Champions League final, and then the FIFA Club World Cup as well before we end season 1 of this series, which I have really enjoyed making and continue to enjoy making. Thank you very much for watching. Let's keep an eye on the Kevin De Bruyne situation. Like the video if you haven't already. Please like the video if you haven't already. Please do subscribe to the channel if you are new. And please do share the video with family, friends, anyone you know that will enjoy these episodes. And we'll see you guys for the FA Cup final next time.